Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut Craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos all the time, and hit that bell icon because that will alert you to when I post a new video. Now I want to show you a couple cool new things that I got. Today I got this really cool tool holder, and I love it because it's silicone inside. So A, nothing will really stick to it, and B, it's really pliable, so you can easily put any of your tools inside of this that will fit. So right now all I have are my stab and grab tweezers and 2 pin pens, but you can absolutely put just about anything in here. This is great for pens, this is great for paint brushes, lots of great stuff. I will link this below, but I just got this and I love it. It's so easy to use. I also want to show you guys what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing garden flags. This is a blank garden flag from 651 vinyl. I will link these below. They have a bunch of different styles. But these are made out of and I don't know that you can tell from here, but these are more of a plasticky material and not cloth. They are a vinyl or a PVC material. So the back doesn't have any printing on it, but the front does. And then I added the bees and the saying to this. So what we're going to do is use 651 vinyl on this. And the reason we're going to use 651 is because it is meant to go outside where HTV is not, and it will fade very quickly in the sunlight, where this is something like you would put on a car and it will not fade because it's meant to be in the sun. We're going to use a design from Design Bundles, so I'm going to show you guys how you can extract those files and use them in Design Space. Let's head over to Design Space and I'll show you guys exactly how to do this.
The first thing that we need to do, because we're going to use an SVG from designbundles.net, is to find that SVG in our folder that we saved it in, because it comes as a zipped file. So I know that it was called Be Something. I just have to remember which one it was. Be your own wonderful self. So because I already did this and unzipped it, I'm going to delete it just so you guys can see it. So we're going to go ahead and open the Be Your Own Self file. And we are going to hopefully get rid of that because I don't know why that keeps popping up. But what you're going to look for is the Chrome HTML document. And that is going to be your SVG. Now, depending on what browser you use, it may show up as a different browser. And some of them will show up as SVGs, but that's the one you want. So what you're going to do is select that one. Click on Extract. And it's going to ask you which file or where you want to extract it to. And I'm just going to extract it to my Cricut folder. Yours may be slightly different, as each machine does have a different system. This is just the zipping file, the unzipping file that came free with my Windows. So now that we've done that, we can click on Upload, and we're going to upload our image, and we're going to browse. And remember, it was called Be Your Own Self. So we'll just search for Be, and we'll find our Be Your Own Wonderful Self SVG. And what helps with this is that you can actually rename them and add tags and things, so that if you ever want to search through your own files to find it again on Cricut, you can, but we're just going to leave that blank. We'll click on Save. And the nice thing with this is it doesn't go through the cleanup stage or anything like that. You just go ahead and just upload it, and it's ready to go, which is really, really nice. So we have our SVG loaded. So now what we're going to do is we are going to upload the picture of the flag, which I've done that already, but I'll show you guys how to do it really quick. So all I did is I went onto the 651 vinyl website and I saved the image of the flag that they have. So we'll upload our image and we're going to click Browse, and I left that one on my desktop just to make life a little bit easier and made it easier for me to find. So all we're going to do is find the flag picture, which is right here. For this one, I'm going to select Complex and click Continue. You don't necessarily have to do anything to this file, but I'm just going to get rid of that white background just so that I can fit it on my screen better. Now for this one, because we're doing it like a mock-up, we want the print then cut image, because that is going to show us what the flag is going to look like with our bumblebees on it. So we're going to go ahead and insert that image as well. And what I like to do with this is I'm going to make my flag a bit bigger just so we can see it better. And then we're going to make our bees a bit smaller because they're pretty large right now, but we will resize this so that it does fit the flag itself. Now you'll notice that it's going behind our flag image. So what we need to do is move our bee image to the front. So you right click and you click Send to Front, and then it's going to put it right in front of our flag. And now what we are going to do is we're going to just size it so that it looks nice on our flag. I think that's a pretty decent size. Now, I did measure our flag, and I have about 12 inches wide and 15 inches high. So we're going to change it to 12, and we're going to change the height to 15. And I actually forgot to unlock it, so that's not really helpful now, is it? We need to unlock our image in order to make sure that it's going to size correctly, because otherwise it's going to size each side to what you have it set to. So we're going to go ahead and do that and change this to 12, and then it's going to make it fit into our image. Now give this just a second. It's been a little bit slow the last couple of days. Now you will notice it did stretch out my bumblebees a little bit, so I may just mess with them and just make them kind of fit a little bit nicer. But like I said, I've been having a lot of issues with Design Space in the last day or so. It's been a little funky. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unlock our bees a little bit, and you can just kind of play with them and squeeze them back down. And we'll go ahead and lock that. Now I'm going to save myself some vinyl when I do this, because if I cut this exactly as it's laid out, I'm going to have a lot of space on the yellow sheet, and I really don't need that. I will keep the black together, however. So what I want to do is I'm going to select where it has, we're going to get rid of the flag because we have everything sized correctly. We don't at all need the flag right now. And so what we're going to do is we are going to ungroup the entire image, which I know sounds insane, but we're going to select the self, the wonderful, and the two little pieces of the bee. And I'm just going to move those all off to the side. Now, again, you'll see that we're having some issues with selecting things, and it's probably only going to move one weird thing. Again, this seems to be kind of a Design Space flaw right now. So if you're having issues with it doing that, you do have other options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Be Your Own Wonderful Self, and I'm actually going to just attach that so that it's all one piece. And then I'm also going to do the word self and attach that so that it's all one piece. Now, one other thing that you can do, because even once you attach them, you see how you have this huge long list and it makes your layers tab look really, really big. I'm not usually one that says weld things, but when I have a ton of little pieces, I will weld them just so that I don't have such large parts to work with when I'm on my layers tab, as long as I know that I'm keeping them exactly as is. So I'm going to go ahead and just weld these because there's no reason to not do it. So once you have ungrouped and welded all of your yellow stuff, with the exception of the little pieces of the bee here, because those we can just place very, very easily. But what you need to do is make sure that you ungroup both of the bees. So you'll need to find each bee and just click ungroup. And what that'll do is it gives you each of those pieces individually. Now, a quick little tip to attach all the black. Rather than having to sit here and click on every single one, we can just hide our yellow. So all you need to do is click on this little eyeball next to the yellow pieces. So you want to make sure that you find each of the yellow pieces, which there are 4. And now you can click Select All, and you just click Attach. That's going to keep your different words and things from moving around on the screen and having all these little tiny pieces. So go ahead and re-show your yellow, and all you have to do again is just click on the little eyeball and your yellow will be right back. So it's really easy to do this. We're going to make sure, I had to restart this because I had some issues, so I'm just going to kind of resize this really quickly so that you guys can see what it's going to look like when I click Make It. So once we click Make It, it's going to put it on our different mats. So you have your black mat, and like I said, I kept this one all as one piece because I didn't want to have to try to lay this one out. But the yellow, I decided that I could easily lay that one into the black. So you'll see that that one is all out of order. And that is totally okay if it's something you're comfortable with doing. I actually find that taking the main portion of your design and cutting that separately all in one place, and then the smaller pieces, placing those down in sections rather than doing all at once, seems to be a little bit easier for me. I'm going to cut this on Oracal 651 vinyl, and we're going to cut that on the vinyl setting. I'm going to get it weeded, and I'll show you guys how to apply.
I've placed our transfer tape, and this is the medium tack by 651 vinyl. It's Caesar brand. So for me, and I know a lot of people have a lot of issues when they remove their transfer tape from their backing and trying to get the vinyl to stick. So what I do is I flip it over, and I actually remove the backing from the vinyl. Look at how smooth and easy this is. This is just a nice little tip, trick, hack, whatever you want to call it, to getting your vinyl to stick to your transfer tape. And you can see that was super easy. Now the other nice thing is with this flag, it's lines, so we can cheat and use those to make sure that our design is straight. So we know that the bees need to be the most top thing on here because they are, they're going to be the highest part on here. So I'm going to put those guys right there, and then we'll sit this part right on here. And I may have put that up a little too high, so we may end up doing a little something down there. I probably should have put this a little bit lower, but it's too late now. It is gone, done, stuck. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm actually going to flip my flag over, and I'm going to see if I can peel it this way. It might be alright this way. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Perfect. So you will want to peel slowly, and we are going to try to reuse this transfer tape for the yellow part. So we're just going to gently peel. And the transfer tape does like to stick to the flag, so you just be careful when doing this. Hold your flag down with one hand and peel slowly with your other. And what I like to do is peel in small sections. So you don't want to rip this off like a Band-Aid. You want to just go nice and slow and steady. And you just want to gently work your vinyl or your transfer tape off of your vinyl. And you can see that I'm moving pretty slowly. I'm not in too much of a hurry. And if you notice, I have it kind of folded over itself. And I'm just pulling with my other hand. And you can see how nicely that's stuck. So now we're going to go ahead and reuse this, and I know it's going to stick to itself like crazy. It always does when I have a big sheet like this. So what I do is I flip it back over, and I take the yellow, and I'll just lay the yellow down onto the transfer tape. Flip it back over, and you're going to want to take your squeegee, and you want to use a squeegee, not the plasticky, hard thing that came with your Cricut tools. You'll want to use a plastic squeegee on this. And I'm going to just do the same thing where, I may not actually need to. This seems like it wants to stick pretty good. I have it stuck to the flag because I didn't really think that one through. So what we'll do is we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to roll it over. And it seems like it wants to stick real nice, so I'm not super worried about that. Now the lining up part on this, not always going to be the easiest. So what you can do is if you're uncomfortable lining up such a large piece, which I'm not a huge fan of doing, just trim your piece down. So you can trim it down however you would like to. And in this case, I'm going to trim it so that I have the little bee parts kind of by themselves, because I feel like those are going to be pretty easy to line up by themselves. So we're going to go ahead and line those up. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and take and do each word or each line. I just feel like that will be easier for me to manage. And especially when this transfer tape wants to curl as much as this one is wanting to, I think this will just be a little bit easier on my own personal sanity. So you're just going to line it up into your space. And the nice thing with this design is if it's a little bit off, it's totally okay, because it's supposed to look a little whimsical. So don't worry too much. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. And we are going to add some bees or something down there at the bottom because I did leave way too much space. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and add a second set of bees down at the bottom. So again, just line it up wherever you think looks good and straight-ish. And we'll peel this off. And voila! We are done with that portion. But like I said, I am going to add some bees down here. I don't love that it's kind of off. So I am going to put a set of bees down here at the bottom. So give me a couple minutes. I'm going to cut those bees out. We'll apply them and I'll show you guys how the thing looks at the end.
And here is our finished bee flag. Now again, I used Oracal 651 on this. It is a flag made out of a PVC vinyl plastic type of substance, and the Oracal 651 is made to go outside where HTV is not and will fade in the sun. I will link where I got the flag down below. I also got all of my vinyl from there. This video is not sponsored, just so you all know, but I do have an affiliate link with the company, just so I am fully transparent. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I am always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos all the time. And hit that bell icon because that will alert you to when I post a new video. Have a great day and happy crafting!